Hey guys, welcome back to Jazz Guitar Insights. In this short podcast episode, I want to give you a tremendous boost in your playing and tell you why your jazz solo sounds stiff and exactly what to do about it. So you may find yourself having all the right notes, having all the right arpeggios, studying the fretboard, even looking at standards for years, and then taking solos and going blah. I'll give you the secret sauce. It's not that secret, but let's put it this way. It's the sauce. Let's get going. Welcome to Jazz Guitar Lessons, where we help guitarists learn jazz faster, express themselves more fluently, and have fun along the way. My name is Mark, and if you're looking to learn jazz, form better practice habits, and especially if you enjoy a French accent, make sure to subscribe. Alright, so does this sound like you? I will be playing. I don't have a backing track, I have nothing, I just have the guitar plugged in here, right? I'm going to play on the 2-5-1 in the key of C major, and let me know if you recognize yourself in that solo. 1, 2, 3, 4. Right? So you have something like the chord happens, and then you start to play stuff on it. And then the next chord happens, the G7 happens, and then you start to play something on it. The next chord happens, you play something on it. So here's the easy fix. I'm going to sound like a broken record. Maybe I am a broken record. Who knows? The trick is to aim at where you are going more deliberately, more often, and hopefully most of the time. And that's a great Miles Davis quote also, which is a really short quote I think was really deep. He said, everything's a pickup. Actually, when I start to play on something, I just start with a foot in the air, and then I land somewhere else. So you might have heard the solo I just played. It's like, man, Mark, if I could play like this, like, yeah, you probably can, because all I played is D Dorian to G7, maybe G7 altered to C major or something. I didn't play crazy notes, so probably integrating the crazy notes and the chromatics and this arpeggio and this and that is much, much easier and much more appealing and sounds like it's supposed to be the right thing versus working on the phrasing of it, working on the landing aspect of it. So here's une reprise, we say in French. I will just go and solo the way I would, and you will completely hear the changes. You'll probably hear the drastic difference between the two types of playing. A 1, a 2, a 1, 2, 3. One, two, 1. So see, each line is like, right? Each line has the purpose of setting up its destination. So very deliberately, the line in and of itself doesn't mean anything. It only means something if it's put somewhere in a bar where I can deliberately resolve it. In another way to say it would be, I'm making what's coming after very, very inevitable. Think about it like an elastic band. So the beginning of the line, when I start, I pull on that band. I pull. And then when it gets there, it's like, it becomes really easy. It's like, oh, that's where I wanted to go. So that's the opposite approach as having a chord, you hit it, boom, it sounds, and then I go like, oh, I got to play something on that. And then, oh, the next one happens, oh, I got to play something on that. So basically, it's going to sound really, really easy and stupid in ways, but it's almost as if jazz players just shift their timeline 2 beats ahead or more. But let's start with 2 beats ahead. So let me transform your playing. I'll go and use syncopations and like words like taka taka taka. I'll use my mouth to say it. It's not daga 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 da. That's like 1, 3, da 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 ba. It's, you ready? Ba da ba da ba da ba da ba da ba da. It's and 4 and 1 and 4 and land and 4 and 1. So you transform, say, a scale instead of starting, say, C major. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. You go like this in. Ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba-da, pick up and land, pick up and land, pick up and land, pick up and land. And if you do this well, it's going to sound a little bit like what I'm doing. I know, easier said than done. So for this, you require knowledge of the fretboard, of the chords that are passing by. You need knowledge of the chord that's happening later. And that's how I teach my coaching students. Actually, when I'm improvising, it's seldom about the current chord. It's always about the chord I'm going to land on next. Whatever I'm doing now is about that. Because once the chord is hit, it's too late to start doing stuff to it. It has landed. This ship has sailed, right? It's like, oh, we hit C major. So yeah, forget about C major now. There's nothing else you can do. Hey guys, just a quick note. If you're enjoying this content and you're eager to boost your own jazz guitar playing, then connect with us. We've transformed the jazz skills of thousands of guitarists. You can find the link in the description or head directly over to jazzguitarlessons.net to begin your journey. All right, let's dive back into the episode. Another good analogy for this is if I'm talking into a microphone, the words that I mouth are too late. Like when it's coming out of my mouth, actually my next ideas are already cued. That's the only way I'm able to speak fluently. Well, semi-fluently in English. That's the only way I can keep the flow coming, because if I were really looking into the word that's sounding now, it would really stop my ideas to a halt and will really make sense, right? So it's the same in soloing. It's like we have to look ahead. So start with this idea. Assume, I'm just going to leave you with that. Assume we have a C major. That's our landing point, right? And you say, well, my landing point for this is going to be the third. I love landing on thirds. You could pick the fifth, C, D, E, F, G, right? The fifth or the third, C, D, E. Set yourself up an exercise where you have C chord on beat 1, but start up from C. So from F, a 1, 2, a 1, 2, 3, 4, a 1, 2, 3, 4, a 1, 2, 3, 4, a 1. So it's not any new scales, any new crazy arpeggios, whatever. And then once you get good at that, see if you can make a longer pickup. And one of my favorite ways to do it is to go A, G, F, E. 1, 2, 3, land. You know, a da da da. A 1, 2, 3, ba da 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 da. 2, 3, ba da da da. I can guarantee you don't need to learn any new scales or arpeggios, and just reframing where you put the placement of these rhythms in your phrasing is just most of the biggest tremendous impact I see in my students from one day to the next. Like, now I hear it ahead of time. Yep, exactly. I can guarantee if you take Black Orpheus or Blue Bossa or Autumn Leaves or whatever, and you did that exercise, like on all of the chords, and then you will let that pickup mentality inform your soloing, you will go from, say, a rock, blues, decent improviser into someone that sounds like, wow, this sounds like jazz. On that note, thanks for listening to the podcast. Keep coming your questions. I receive all your emails. I love reading your comments, and I'll see you soon in the next episode. Take care. Bye.